Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, on this channel we discuss everything from tech tips to enhancing problem solving skills to career advice. Today we are starting the LeetCode marathon series. In this series we will solve LeetCode problems step by step to help you improve your coding skills. Alright, so let's get started with our first problem, score of a string. Yes, so this is our question. Let's read it out. You are given a string S. The score of a string is defined as the sum of the absolute difference between the ASCII values of adjacent characters. And here we have to return the score of S. So first of all, let's see that how we can calculate the score. We can calculate this score by the sum of the absolute difference between the ASCII values of adjacent characters. Okay. So let's see the example. In this example, they have given an input string as hello and the output is 13. So in the explanation, they have told that the ASCII values of the characters in S are, the ASCII value of H is 104 and for E it is 101 and for L it is 108 and for O it is 111, and accordingly they have calculated the absolute difference and then they have added it. So they got the required result as 13. Okay. So first of all, let's understand that what do these adjacent characters mean. Basically, the adjacent characters refers to the characters that are next to each other in a sequence or in a series. For example, in this sequence or this string of hello string, the H and E are adjacent to each other. Similarly, E and L are adjacent to each other, L and L are adjacent to each other, and L and O are adjacent to each other. Okay, so now as we know that what are adjacent characters, so let's move ahead towards the approach that we will be using in solving this particular problem. Okay, so what will be our first step? Our first step will be initializing a variable so that we can hold the total score. So here I have taken this variable as a sum and initialized it with a 0 value. And then my second step will be to calculate the length of the string so that I can use it later when I will require it. Okay, so I have calculated the length by using the pre-built function method, that is size. Okay, then what will be my third step? My third step will be traversing the string from first character to the second last character. Now there can be various ways to traverse a particular string, but as of now I am using for loop to traverse the input string. And here I have mentioned the condition by using an iterator. I have initialized with a 0 value and put on a condition that iterator should not be greater than n minus 1. Okay, now in my fourth step I will get the ASCII values of the current and the next character, because in that particular hello string each character is of character data type, but now I want ASCII value which will be an integer data type. So first of all I will convert that particular character so that I can get the ASCII value by using the int method like this. Now as in each iteration I want the ASCII value of each character, so I will calculate it like this. I have used two another variables, int next, so that I can get ASCII value of the next character, and int current so that I can get the ASCII value of the current character. Then in the fifth step what we will do, we will basically calculate the absolute difference between the two adjacent values at each iteration. And how we can calculate the absolute difference? We will use the absolute method which is provided by default. What this absolute method do? this absolute method basically takes a variable and returns the absolute value of that particular integer. Now, in my approach, in the for loop, I will calculate the absolute difference like this by using this absolute function and calculating the difference between the next and the current character. Okay. Now let's move ahead to the last step. Now in the last step, what we need to do, basically we need to get the sum of the absolute difference and the last sum that we had. Like you can see, this sum is the previous value of the sum and this sum is the new value of the sum, and here we have added this current absolute difference. Okay, so I hope this approach is understandable to you all. So now let's code this particular problem. Okay, so this is our compiler. Here we will code our particular solution, and here you can see that in this function we are provided with the input string, that is s. Okay, so I am writing my code in C++. If you are comfortable with any of the other language, you can use that. Okay, so what we will do, first of all we will create a variable with the name sum so that we can store our total score. Okay, now the next step is to have a variable to hold the length of that particular input string, just like this. Now I will iterate this string like this. Okay, as I have already calculated the size till the second last character. Yes. Now, first of all, I will calculate the ASCII value of the next and the current character, just like this. This is the next one, int current s of I. Right. Now, I have to calculate the absolute difference, just like this. So what I will do, I will use this absolute function. Now I have to find the absolute value of the difference between next and current, because we have to calculate the value difference of the ASCII values, right? So just like this. Now as I have calculated this absolute difference, now let's add it to the sum variable like this, absolute difference, right? Now what I need to do, I just simply need to return my sum. Okay, now let's run this particular program and let's see if it works or not. It is running. Yes, you can see that it is running successfully. Now let's submit it. Yay, it is accepted. Okay. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who might benefit from it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with more such content. If you have any questions or need further assistance, drop a comment below or reach out to me on social media.